When we think about bad TV adaptations, we've had a lot in recent years, whether it's the awful Resident Evil series or, God help me, Willow. Hell, most of the Arrowverse started off well but ended up making me want to take up carpentry using my face as a hammer. So much so that I'd end up looking like Pinhead, and I've only seen The Flash, Arrow, part of Legends of Tomorrow, and Gag Me, the first season of Batwoman, and that was enough. Yeah, most of today's TV is complete torture. But let's go back to a different kind of bad. One that's so gloriously over the top that it loops back around to being entertaining. Welcome to the Snake Pit, where we're full of bile and venom. I'm your host, Snake Damon, and today we're looking at Mortal Kombat Conquest, a show that, while undeniably bad, knew exactly what it was and had fun with it. Many centuries ago, Earth was an enchanting and desirable planet. Powerful and rich with natural resources, the vicious megalomaniac Shao Kahn wanted Earth as part of his growing collection of conquered realms known as Outworld. To protect Earth, Mortal Kombat was created, a tournament in which the fate of the planet is decided in battles between competitors from Earthrealm and Outworld. 500 years in the past, the monk warrior Kung Lao defeated Shao Kahn's sorcerer, Shang Tsung. When Kung Lao spared his life, Shao imprisoned Shang in the cobalt mines. Now Kung Lao must train the next generation of warriors, Siro, a former bodyguard, and Taja, an ex-thief, to defend Earth. Meanwhile, the Thunder God Raiden watches over them as they battle against various evils from both Outworld and Earthrealm, including Shang Tsung, the manipulative sorceress Vorpax, and the ever-present threat of Shao Kahn. The show was produced by Threshold Entertainment, the same people behind the Mortal Kombat movies, and filmed at Disney MGM Studios in Orlando. It originally ran in syndication before TNT picked it up, where it found surprising popularity, thanks in part to its time slot after WCW Monday Nitro. However, with its growing budget and a network that clearly didn't see the long-term value, Mortal Kombat Conquest was cancelled, ending on a massive cliffhanger that was never resolved. Let's be real, by today's standards, the effects in this show are absolutely ridiculous. But even at the time, nobody was taking them seriously. The magic effects, the CGI, the set design, none of it screamed high budget, even for late 90s television. But that's the thing, Mortal Kombat Conquest was never meant to be taken seriously. It's a show where people in ridiculous costumes jump around doing martial arts and throwing fireballs. If you're coming into this expecting Game of Thrones levels of production, you're in the wrong place. One of the biggest selling points of Mortal Kombat Conquest was its cast. While the main characters were decent, let's be honest, one of the biggest reasons to watch this show was the sheer amount of late 90s eye candy. Jamie Presley from My Name is Earl, Angela Bridges, Eva Mendes, yes, the one from Ghost Rider, and then there's Sung Hai Lee, who, let's be real, has one of the best introductions in a TV series as Kiri. The way she steps onto the screen, effortlessly weaving manipulation and seduction while convincing Siro and Taja to unleash Noob Saibot, is absolute perfection. She steals every scene she's in, and you just know the moment she appears that things are about to go sideways in the best possible way. And that doesn't even include the two regular ladies, Tracy Douglas as Vorpax, who was always scheming and playing her own game, and saving the best for last, Kristana Loken as Taja. Yes, I'm biased. I always had a thing for her, and however bad the movie or series, I'll enjoy anything she's in. While Mortal Kombat Conquest was never going to win any awards for its acting, the regular cast did a solid job with what they were given. Unlike some modern shows where you can practically see the actors rolling their eyes at the script, these guys at least looked like they were having fun, and that makes all the difference. Paulo Montalban as Kung Lao. He had the hardest role, playing the noble hero burdened with the responsibility of protecting Earthrealm. He wasn't the most charismatic lead, but he played the part well enough. Daniel Bernhardt as Siro, the hot-headed tough guy of the group, but surprisingly entertaining. He had great comedic timing and handled fight scenes with ease. Kristana Loken as Taja, fun, independent, and always brought energy to scenes. She wasn't just the token female sidekick, she had some of the best moments in the show. Tracy Douglas as Vorpax, the show's schemer, always playing both sides, never truly loyal to anyone but herself. Bruce Locke as Shang Tsung, no Keri Hiroyuki Tagawa, but he was still a decent, menacing presence. Jeffrey Meek as Raiden and Shao Kahn, playing both the sarcastic Raiden and the over-the-top Shao Kahn. Meek was easily the most fun actor to watch. Unlike modern shows that take themselves too seriously, this cast leaned into the ridiculousness and made the show far more enjoyable than it had any right to be. Yes, it's bad, and it knows it, but it has fun with it. The fights are enjoyable, and honestly, if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, that's what you're here for. It's a shame we never got a second season because there was a lot of untapped potential. Spoilers ahead, everyone dies at the end. Yep, the show didn't just leave us on a cliffhanger, it wiped out basically the entire cast. But there were still so many unanswered questions. What happened to Sub-Zero when Smoke went after him? What happened to Master Cho? Where the hell was Baraka? Did Raiden ever escape Shao Kahn? A second season could have expanded on these unanswered plotlines, introducing more characters from the Mortal Kombat universe, and maybe even tying things up with the game's storylines. But instead, the show was left in limbo, much like the fighters trapped in the mines of Outworld. But then, I guess that's why most people think of this as a prequel series to the movie, but I really can't. I like to think it has its own continuity. After all, didn't Shao Kahn have Shang Tsung killed at the end? That alone makes it impossible to tie directly into the 1995 Mortal Kombat film where Shang Tsung is still very much alive. The show clearly had its own take on the Mortal Kombat mythos, and honestly, that's probably for the best. At the end of the day, Mortal Kombat Conquest isn't high art, it's not even good TV. But it's fun, it embraces the over-the-top nature of the games, and if you go in with the right expectations, it's an absolute blast. It may have been forgotten by many, but for those who saw it, it remains one of the most entertaining guilty pleasures of the late 90s. Thanks for dropping by the Snake Pit, where we thrive on untapped potential and lost opportunities. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell, like the video, and leave your opinions in the comments, where naturally I won't read them. Until next time, stay venomous.